And welcome to It's a Sweet Thing Donut Shop. I'm NaNi.
And I'm MoMMi.
And together we are NaNi and MoMMi. Today we'll be making donuts.
Donut shop was a clue.
And we will be using Grand's Southern Homestyle Biscuits Original for our donuts. For the glaze we'll be using 2 cups of powdered sugar, 1 tablespoon of canned milk, and natural vanilla flavoring. For the toppings, we will use rainbow sprinkles.
Yep. Okay, so first of all, with the biscuits, make sure you guys are using the original or buttermilk. I wouldn't suggest using the flaky ones. I mean, you can, but we've never tried it, so I wouldn't suggest it. And we're also using the Grands, which are the larger biscuits. I believe it come 8 to a can, so it's a little bit bigger than the regular size biscuits, and it's better for the donut sizes. So once again, we're using the original in this video, but you can also use the buttermilk style. And also, NaNi's going to go ahead and start mixing up the glaze, and I'll wait for her, and then I'm going to make the holes, which we're using just a bottle that we bought from the dollar store. I got the top here. I'm going to use the top to make the donut holes. Go ahead. She's going to put in 1 tablespoon and then put in another. Go ahead and put in 1 more tablespoon. Alright. And stir that up. So we're going to be adding more milk as we go. But we want to start off so we won't actually overdo it. It's easier to just kind of gradually get to that point instead of overdoing it, and then we have to try to add more sugar. We don't want to do that. So now I'm going to add another tablespoon. That actually should be enough. It's going to take a minute to stir it up. Let me just add another half a tablespoon. There you go. That should be enough. You're getting tired. Your hand.
No, it's like thick.
Yeah, it's kind of thick. It's supposed to be thick, so it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Just go ahead and stir it up until, yeah, like it's got to be a nice thick consistency, but yet it look like an icing, like a cake icing. And we'll show it to you once you get to it and finish there. Make sure you get all the corners and crevices so we won't have any powder caked at the bottom there. See how I got the cake, the powder? Then I'm going to add just 1 capful of vanilla flavoring. Go ahead and stir that up. And we also have our grease. Okay, I thought it was already on, but it's not, so we're going to give that a minute to warm up. And while she's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and take my top and make some holes, which we're also going to cook in the middle of the biscuits. Just kind of take the top and then do it like a little twist. Perforate. So we're going to be making just 4 today. And like I said, I believe that can holds 8. Take the donut holes out. Alright, so now we have 4 donut rings. And then we also have 4 donut holes. Don't look like much now, but you wait till we get done, you'll see. Go ahead and show them your glaze.
And here is our glaze.
Okay, so now we're back, and we're going to go ahead and take the donuts and start to dip them into the grease. Also, I'm gonna get a temperature gauge for the oven, the stove. Unfortunately, I'm going to be able to tell you exactly how high the temperature is, but I do know we have it set to like medium, which is 4 on my my stove here. So it is already hot and ready to go. And so I'm going to go ahead and start placing the biscuits inside. As you can see, they're already starting to bubble up there. So we have 4. I'm going to go ahead and put in there, as well as 4 donut holes. And we have our lovely camera lady, which is NaNi. Say something, they know you're still there.
Hi.
Alrighty. So we're gonna let them rise. And basically what we want to do, we just want them to brown on each side. Depending on how long you want, how crispy you want the donut to be, is determines how long you have them in the oil, how long you have them cooking. So right now we're just gonna make sure, gauge them by how brown they are. We're going to continue to turn them too, so that they won't overcook, because they will turn brown pretty fast, if you can see. But don't be alarmed, because that's still good donuts. So it doesn't really take long for them to cook. I'm going to go ahead and turn this down just a little bit to 2, because I might have had it cooking for a little bit longer than I should have. But don't get me wrong, I've had these donuts many times, so I've had them darker, I had them lighter, and they're good either way it go. But they tend to be a little bit more crispier the darker they are, the harder the longer they cook, and the higher the temperature is. But nonetheless, they're still pretty good. But you have to stay on them, so don't walk away or don't let them go sit down, watch TV or nothing like that. You got to stay here and for the duration, from beginning to end, or you will you will overcook them. But you also want to cook them long enough so the dough on the inside cooks. So just keep flipping them over. If you can see, they start to fluff up a little bit. Alright. And I'm getting excited because these are going to be great. Oh, yes. We actually had some last week. We didn't get to film it. I took some beautiful pictures though. And also, like NaNi was saying, we're using glaze. We're making a glaze. I mean, but there's different variations. You can make, you can have them chocolate dipped on one side. You can we're using rainbow sprinkles. We can use chocolate sprinkles, or pretty much any type of topping you want. You can put it on there if you like. You can even actually use the icing. I've heard of people doing that before. Hey, these are things that we came up. I was born and raised in the hood, so there was no donut shop on the corner by my house, so we had to do what we had to do to get the things that we liked. Okay, and please make sure you leave comments. Leave a comments, kind comments as we like to put it, but leave comments on the or suggestions or any questions you may have in the comment field, and we read them, and we love you guys leaving comments and letting us know how you feel or what you think about what we're doing. And I would love to know if you guys have any suggestions or ideas, or if you think that we should be doing something differently, or maybe I'm missing something or leaving something out that you would like to know. Just go ahead and ask, and we'll be more than happy to answer those questions for you. So I'm gonna keep the donuts a little bit on the golden side. So what I'm gonna do, because I'm sure they're cooked all the way through now, I'm gonna go ahead and start pulling them out. So we have a baking rack here that we're gonna go ahead and put these on with a little bit of wax paper underneath for draining purposes. So follow them.
Mm-hmm.
You see them? Okay. Alrighty. Actually have me a little spatula here on the side just in case. Turn this off. Oh yeah. Chase this one around for a few minutes. Alright, get a closer look up on that so you can see how golden and nice and brown they are before we dip them into the icing or the glaze. Okay, so I'm going to give the glaze a little bit more of a stir here. It's still thick, but remember the donuts are still hot, so they're going to thin the glaze out. Some people I've heard of microwave their glaze, but I found it not necessary to do so because they will thin out with the heat from the donut itself. So I'm going to take the first one here, put it in there and just kind of stir it around. There you go. Next one. I should get a spoon. I'm going to put them back on the cooking rack here. Let them drain and glaze up. And you want to kind of do this. Don't wait too long before you put the glaze on because you want it to still be hot and warm enough to actually glaze the donut to make a nice glaze on them. They need a little bit of heat in order to do that. And don't be afraid to try these donuts. I mean, what is it to try a can of biscuits and some, some confectioner's sugar? You know, people are like, oh my God, biscuits, come on now. I'm telling you, you will be so surprised if you haven't tried it yet. Now you can go ahead and start sprinkling some of the rainbow. Now he's going to sprinkle the rainbow sprinkles on the top of them so they can begin to stick. Oh, it's not really sticking. They're sticking. You gotta shake them a little bit. Yeah, those I probably need to reglaze those. I should have told you to start shaking them in the beginning. No, you know, I'm about to mess with. Get that. Alright. Put these holes in there. We'll reglaze those so she can get some sprinkles on them. Then we'll let them sit for a few minutes and come back and show you what it looks like. Get ready to get the sprinkles together because, as you can see, we need to put them on right away. I'm sorry. Ouch. Okay, around with it. Go ahead, stick them on. Let me put these back here. Do it again. Try it again. He's jumping on it this time, huh? A couple of spots here I missed on this one. Oh man. It's gonna be so good.
Looks delicious.
Yeah, man, it smells good too. I have to touch it. Just kind of shake it to the side. Get it like a little shot. A little side shake right here. Come on, man. There we have it. Okay, can we zoom up on them a little bit? Let's see here. Okay. And if the icing is too thick for you, always just warm it up or nuke it for like maybe 5-10 seconds to thin it out a little bit, and then it will control the glaze on the icing. And the glaze on the donut it can be a little thicker, be thinner. I actually prefer them a little bit thinner. The glaze to be a little thinner, where you can barely see it, but you know it's there. But these still look good too. So we actually are going to test them out. I'm gonna wait about 5 minutes to see if they glaze a little bit more. Crystal just a little bit more, and then we'll come back and have our special guest. My baby Jason's in the house, and he's going to test them out.
Young man, step right up. Would you like to try one of our donuts?
Yes, they look very good, but how much will one be?
$1.75.
Okay, that is a lot, but they look really good, so I'll take one.
Okay.
Wow, you see the best donut I ever had. I'll take 5 dozen.
Yeah, I heard him. 5 dozen.